Race leader, he's at the bottom of the speedway. Mike 2x2 behind him, and the intensity meter is there.
It is there, and everybody is full speed, hammer down to the line. It's going to be 12 laps to go. Austin Cindric in control of this race. He was up front, Dave, 1 year ago when all things went haywire, but right now he's hoping to avenge that loss of a year ago.
Well, he's right where he needs to be right now as the laps begin to wind down, but he's got plenty of company knocking at the back door. Kyle Larson, William Byron side by side for second.
Those Hendrick Motorsport teammates are side by side. This time Byron gets a good run off of turn 2. Draws up alongside Austin Cindric. They are wheel to wheel for spot number 1 at Talladega.
Everyone exits the back straightaway and heads into the 33-degree banking in turn number 3. Austin Cindric, his Ford Mustang out in front. Behind him, a pair of Chevrolet Camaros. That's Kyle Larson and William Byron side by side.
Now the Toyota Brigade were the first to come to pit lane on this cycle of green flag stops. Jason Toy, that was back on lap 164. What's the latest?
Well, we just saw Denny Hamlin drop to the back part of this big pack that's running, but all his fellow Toyota mates are back there too. They went full bore, full throttle at the front end when they were out there, making me wonder if they got enough fuel in there. The crew just told Denny, you're about a half a lap short. And Todd, with those guys that were running out there, and we documented the fact that Toyotas were going full throttle, did they maybe not get enough in the tank to get them to go the rest of the way?
That's the gamble you take here on how much you can get. And we don't have flow meters. We just work off of time, so you don't know that until the car is left and your fuel man has weighed how much fuel you actually got in the car. Obviously, if that's a radio transmission, they're short. In the 11 car, I wonder if they're all in that same boat.
The highest Toyota right now is in the 18th position. That's Eric Jones. You got Chase Briscoe 19th. You got Bubba Wallace in 21st. Ty Gibbs 22nd. Reddick, Herbst, and Hamlin 23rd, 24th, and 25th with 10 to go. The leaders are in 2.
And they are side by side back through the top 20, 26th position. Around the outside, William Byron running for the lead.
1 Ford, 3 Chevys make up the top 4 side by side all the way up the super stretch. And right now, Cindric has a nose out in front. Byron getting help from Alex Bowman.
Everybody's still even and double wide right now. 2 distinct lines, one being led by Austin Cindric on the bottom. The other one is led by William Byron in the middle. Byron has got his teammate Alex Bowman right behind him.
Nobody giving an inch now. They crowd each other into the shadows of the Tri-Oval at Talladega. 9 laps to go in the Jack Links 500. Austin Cindric on the bottom of the racetrack. You've got William Byron. He leads the charge topside.
William Byron leads that outside line for the moment. Everybody 2 by 2. Nobody's broken out 3 or even 4 wide to the inside lane. Austin Cindric by half a car length.
Right now, this 2 by 2 formation, nobody has an advantage at this time. Up the super stretch they come. Byron and Cindric, of course, side by side. Behind him it is Larson, then Ryan Preece, Joey Logano, and Noah Gregson, part of that mix.
Into turn number 3, Austin Cindric able to get a half a car length out in front after a nice shove in his rearview mirror, courtesy of Kyle Larson. It's Cindric the leader by a car length out of 4.
The Daytona 500 winner, William Byron, is the first driver in the outside line. He's trying to inch up alongside Cindric. He's going to do it in the Tri-Oval. William Byron inches forward. William Byron leads this lap. 8 laps to go in Talladega. It's anyone's race.
William Byron, who had to bail out of the lead draft earlier this afternoon with steering problems. They fixed the car. He's done the rest. William Byron around the outside.
As it is often the case here at Talladega, you can get the lead. Can you keep the lead? Right now, that challenge is up to William Byron. He almost clears Austin Cindric, but not so. They enter in the turn side by side.
Byron and Cindric continuing to duel for the top spot here at Talladega. This time into turn number 4. Cindric again with drafting help from Kyle Larson goes back to the lead. He now has both lanes at bay off the corner.
But he refuses to drift up and block the outside lane, does Cindric. He'll keep his car planted right at the bottom of the racetrack. He's got drafting help in the back bumper from Kyle Larson, Ryan Preece, Joey Logano, and Ty Dillon on the inside lane.
Everybody holding formation as they race their way into turns 1 and 2. We know that it's going to bust out 3 and even 4 wide down the stretch. The question is when. For the moment, everybody holds their cards close to the vest.
Oddly enough, keeping the hopes of victory alive for Austin Cindric is Kyle Larson. He's the one pushing him up the super stretch and into turn 3, and it usually means Cindric leads through turn 3 and 4. He does it again this time around.
And while all this is happening, there are still only 2 lines that have formed. We have yet to see that third line up against the wall come in line. Nobody is brave enough to dump out a line right now.
Now we change the dynamic. The outside line began to fall back last time through turn number 4. Now a new leader at the front of that outside line. It's Ryan Preece. Preece now will go storming around the outside. A couple of Fords wheel to wheel for the lead. We've got 7 laps to go.
The outside line, at least for the moment, is lane number 2. So it's Cindric on the bottom, Preece now in the second groove, then the Hendrick teammates, Larson and Byron in row 2.
William Byron could not get the job done and get around Austin Cindric. Is Ryan Preece up to the task? Right now he comes up the super stretch. He's getting help from Byron, and Ryan Preece is your new leader in turn 3.
Ryan Preece shoots out to the lead by a car length. Now William Byron, who gave Preece the shove, falls off of his back bumper and allows Austin Cindric now to pull alongside Preece in the race for the lead.
Couple of blue ovals at the front of the field. They storm their way back into the tri-oval. 5 laps to go this time by. It's Austin Cindric at the bottom of the racetrack. Ryan Preece goes topside, then to Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet in row 2.
Who will be first to pull the pin and bust a move? Breaking out 3 or even 4 wide for the moment. Nobody able, nobody willing. Still side by side for the lead, Cindric and Preece.
Laps continue to wind down, and the formation of the field is still side by side, only two rows. It is Ryan Preece on that outside with just maybe a hood out in front of Austin Cindric. Again, getting help from Kyle Larson.
Both Preece and Cindric right now are even. They are wheel to wheel into turn number 3. Preece up on the outside. Austin Cindric on the bottom. Continuing to hug the double yellow line is Cindric off turn 4.
Late race butterflies at Talladega growing larger with every passing lap. Will they be able to get back to the checkered flag unscathed? Or are we about to see another big one at Talladega? 4 laps to go. Ryan Preece and Austin Cindric 1 and 2.
Preece around the outside has taken the lead. Cindric trying to fight back on the bottom, and here he comes. He'll do exactly that. Austin Cindric back to the point by a fender.
Oh, a nice recovery by Austin Cindric down to the bottom of the racetrack. Again, draws up alongside Ryan Preece. This is an absolutely dead even battle. Right behind them, Kyle Larson and William Byron.
Kyle Larson trying to push Austin Cindric forward in the turn number 3. He will shove him forward as they get to the corner, but here comes Ryan Preece, stuck right alongside of Austin Cindric there, wheel to wheel for the lead at Talladega.
Right off the corner, they'll give some separation between the 2 cars at the front of the field. Both lines inside and out, plenty of drafting help. 3 laps to go this time by. Nobody with the advantage, racing to 1.
Somebody back there in the 4th, 5th, 8th, 9th row is going to decide it's time to climb the banking and go to work 3 wide. But for the moment, nobody willing or able to do it. They still go 2 by 2.
2 Fords, 2 Chevrolets occupying the top 4 spots up the super stretch at Talladega. And you're right, David, nobody stepping out of line for the moment. Give the advantage to Ryan Preece into turn 3.
The entire field remains 2 by 2, about 15 rows deep. Cindric on the bottom, a half a car length out in front. Now here comes Ryan Preece. They're dead even off 4.
Austin Cindric on the bottom. You've got Ryan Preece topside. They seesawing the battle for the lead and the win at Talladega. Through the trial will they go. Cindric out by a foot. Preece rallies back on the outside. 2 laps remain in the Jack Links 500.
Here they come into turn number 1. Ryan Preece by just a bumper in that outside lane. Still nobody able to climb the banking and make a 3 wide move. It is Cindric and Preece side by side for the win.
At some point, somebody's got to pull the trigger here at Talladega. Now there is some slower traffic up ahead. We'll see if they're going to be a factor. Cindric, Preece, side by side, back to turn 3.
They remain in that formation into the corner in turn number 3. Now it's Austin Cindric, a full car length out in front of Ryan Preece. Cindric with drafting help from Kyle Larson. Cindric remains committed to the bottom, and he leads out of 4.
Ryan Preece, though, rallies back on the outside line. Here they come into the tri-oval. All the chips get pushed to the center of the table. Will they make it back? White flag is in the air. Last lap to go in Talladega. Ryan Preece leads by half a car length.
Preece on the outside lane, getting a big push from William Byron. Back comes Austin Cindric. He'll claw his way back to the bottom. They try and break out 3 wide. Little bit of contact. Austin Dillon is off the pace. They're side by side for the lead.
Final time for this field up the Alabama Gang Super Stretch. It's Ryan Preece on the outside. It is Austin Cindric down low, wheel to wheel for the win in turn 3.
Austin Cindric on the inside of the racetrack, right alongside of Ryan Preece. They remain even in turn 3. They're even in turn 4. This is for the win at Talladega.
With the slower cars in front of them, they're nose to tail, the lead draft bearing down. They're in the tri-oval. Here they come, side by side for the lead. Lap traffic straight ahead. Wheel to wheels, they come to the line. Checkered flag is in the air. A photo finish for the Jack Links 500 by inches. Austin Cindric will win the Jack Links 500. Austin Cindric picks up the win. Ryan Preece will finish second. Kyle Larson is third. William Byron fourth. And Joey Logano rounds out the top 5 to Steve Post.
Here celebrating Brian Wilson, having a moment talking with his driver Austin Cindric here as they celebrate. Brian, a win at Talladega, a key pit stop. Just how do you describe how you guys got it done here today?
Yeah, it's something that Austin and my fueler, Lackey, they work on really hard. I'm just so proud of those guys. It's something that they put a lot of time into. They executed and they got us out front. It was amazing.
Amazing. That's a great way to describe it. That's Brian Wilson, crew chief for Team Penske, and Austin Cindric.
A recovery from a penalty at COTA earlier this year. I talked to Brian Wilson on pit road this morning. He was bragging on Lackey's ability to get plugged into the car before the cars even stopped. That got him out front and to victory lane.
Roger Penske, watching from atop the tower here at Talladega Superspeedway, has just watched one of his cars, one of his drivers, go to victory lane at Talladega. We'll chat with Austin and other top 5 finishers as our post-race coverage begins shortly from here in Talladega.